One of the biggest and most helpful things you can do at the beginning of your adventure in Tears of the Kingdom is to always make sure you have a stone axe or a hammer in your inventory. This is going to allow you to cut down trees into logs, which then allow you to quite literally make anything you want. You can make rafts or bridges to cross rivers, make weapons, or even make vehicles that allow you to travel across Hyrule's surface.
And hey Sheikah Squad, if you enjoyed that first tip, you're going to enjoy the rest of the tips that I have for this video. I'm D-Rock with All Things Zelda, and here's 11 more early game tips for your adventure in Tears of the Kingdom.
You're going to gain access to Link's new abilities very early in this game. I think for me, it was the first 3 hours of the game. While all of them are extremely useful, the Fuse ability in Tears of the Kingdom is your way to get better weapons early. In Tears of the Kingdom, all of the weapons have been tainted by the Malice. So regardless of any weapon that you find, it's going to be tainted on the ground level. So this is where Fuse is going to come in very handy for you. You can literally fuse anything you see in the game to either your sword, your shield, or your arrows, which will increase the attack or durability of these weapons. Now, I'm not gonna lie, Sheikah Squad, some of these designs, when you actually fuse them with the shield or the sword, look horrible. And to me, that is a big deal because I like to look very aesthetic. Right away, I recommend fusing a boulder with any of your weapons. This is going to create a boulder hammer, which is going to allow you to break walls and gain access to caves, as well as mine for gems and other items like flint and rock salt. This is definitely going to help you on your cooking process as well. Side note here, you can sell the gems that you find for a lot of money, so keep that in mind. If you see a crate of any kind, I highly recommend breaking them. Not only will you get cooking materials, but you're also going to get arrows. If you've played Breath of the Wild, you know how scarce arrows can be sometimes, so it is very nice to have them and have as many as you can. In my current playthrough of Tears of the Kingdom, I currently have obtained 200 plus arrows just going around and breaking crates. Do not sleep on this, Sheikah Squad. Across your journey on the Great Sky Island, you're gonna come across a snowy mountain area of the island. You better bundle up because the icy chill, like in Breath of the Wild, will gradually chip away at your health if you're not all cozy and at least in some warm attire. Sure, you could whip up some tasty grub or brew some refreshing elixirs for a temporary fix against the shivers, but me personally, I always hated being on a time limit and not having as much time as possible to explore a certain area. Trust me, you're gonna wanna track down this hidden treasure chest just northeast of the Gutanbach Shrine. I think I said that right. Inside, you'll find the archaic warm greaves. This is a game changer for exploration early on in the cold environments. Once you equip this one piece of the armor set, you'll enjoy protection from the cold, no cooking required, at least in this temperature on the Great Sky Island.
And hey, remember that it's dangerous to go alone, so make sure you subscribe to All Things Zelda, so the journey isn't as dangerous. Would love to have you a part of the Zelda community. Appreciate your face.
A new and improved version of the Champion's Tunic called Champion's Leathers can be found inside a tomb at Hyrule Castle's throne room. In order to find this tunic, start from the Lookout Landing Skyview Tower and launch yourself up from the tower to reach Hyrule Castle. Side note here as well, make sure you have enough elixirs or stamina dishes so that you have enough stamina to get to Hyrule Castle. Head inside Hyrule Castle's throne room area. Inside, you can find the ruins of the area in 2 fire pits at both sides of the throne. You can use a flame weapon or anything that you have that can light something on fire to light the 2 fire pits. This is gonna open the tomb behind the throne, which contains a treasure chest. Head inside the tomb and open the treasure chest to obtain the Champion's Leathers. This is also worth noting that once you obtain the Champion's Leather, you're gonna automatically complete a new Champion's Tunic event, even if you haven't even started the side quest, so that's pretty cool. This armor has the highest base defense stat available early on, and I'm talking within the first 10 hours of the game. So be sure to obtain it as soon as you reach the surface world. All right, let's go get that Hylian shield. So the Hylian shield is the strongest shield in the game and is Link's signature shield. I mean, come on, he always has this thing. You can obtain it from a treasure chest at Hyrule Castle early on once you have reached the Lookout Landing on the surface world. In order to get the Hylian shield, start from the Lookout Landing Skyview Tower and launch yourself up to the tower to reach Hyrule Castle, much like we did for the Champion's Leather. You're going to want to, again, make sure that you have a lot of energizing elixirs or cooked dishes that restore your stamina so that you can actually reach the castle. Head to the northeastern side of the castle and climb the castle's ledges until you reach an area filled with gloom. Avoid stepping on that gloom because hopefully by now you've seen what that does. It's not fun. The gloom can drain your health and it can make things a little more difficult. Glide down towards the shrine and activate it here to create a fast travel point to this location for the future. You can also complete this shrine now as well if you'd like. I mean, why not, right? From the shrine, head to the northwestern ledge near the area with the enemies on the ceiling of the small pathway here. From where you land, head south, and I'll put the coordinates below right here. You're gonna wanna tilt the camera down and look towards the right side to find a small opening below that leads to the Hyrule Docks. Once you set foot at the Hyrule Docks, a gloom-like enemy with multiple hands is gonna appear and it's gonna attack you. Jump towards the water and wait for the enemy to disappear or take it on if you feel like it. But this is early on in the game, so you might not be strong enough to take it on. So challenge accepted, I guess. Now head up to the stairs to reach the second floor of the docks until you reach an open area with a large fire pit and multiple torches. Light any branch or stick on fire with one of the torches and hold it up to the fire pit to set it on fire. A treasure chest is then going to spawn nearby once you light this fire pit, and it's going to obtain the Hylian shield. Ooh, it's so pretty. Next tip for you guys early on is to make sure you reach the lookout landing in Central Hyrule region and then talk to Scorpius in the middle of the town to unlock the emergency shelter. This area is going to serve as your starting base that houses important points of interest such as a cooking pot, a bed, and a goddess statue for once you want to upgrade either your hearts or your stamina wheel, much like in Breath of the Wild. I mean, this is all good things to have access to, right? Cook often, Sheikah Squad. Use the materials that you have collected to cook food and create elixirs that provide buffs such as restoring the stamina gauge or cold resistance to protect you from the cold temperatures. There is a time limit on these, so just keep that in mind. However, I do recommend that you cook with the materials as soon as you find a cooking pot, since there's only a limited amount of places with cooking pots. That being said, you can use the portable Zonai cooking pots as well, but those do disappear as soon as you use them, and you may want to save those for later on, once you're more along the story in Tears of the Kingdom. On Hyrule's surface, Link can visit stables, much like in Breath of the Wild, such as the Dueling Peak stable, where he can recover health by resting, preparing meals by cooking, board and take out horses, and shop from NPCs such as the infamous Beetle. Once visited for the first time, the stables are marked on the map with an icon of a horse's head, so you are always going to know where they're at. You don't have to waste any of your stamps on your map. This one is slightly annoying. Koroks make a return in Tears of the Kingdom, unfortunately, and completing their puzzles reward you with Korok seeds like in Breath of the Wild. You can exchange these Korok seeds to Hetsu to increase your inventory space to hold more weapons, bows, and shields. Now, my only gripe here and my hope is that the reward for getting all of these Korok seeds, again, better be more than what it was in Breath of the Wild. Ugh. If you know, you know. One of the biggest things I want to recommend is make sure you activate all of the Skyview towers. This is just going to uncover the surrounding regions of the surface and the sky maps. This is just going to make your exploration way easier. Completing shrines are going to reward you with a Light of Blessing. Once you have 4 of these, like the Spirit Orbs in Breath of the Wild, you can upgrade your health or stamina when you exchange it at a goddess statue. Shrines also double as a warp point once you activated it, so it's going to make traveling easy and exploring the world that much easier.
And hey, Sheikah Squad, there's a ton of amiibo that you can use in Tears of the Kingdom that are going to unlock some pretty sweet rewards, and it's something that you can do pretty early in Tears of the Kingdom. I talk about that in this video right here, so be sure to check that out. Much love, Sheikah Squad. Be the light. Click on this video next, and I'll see you over there.